Yo ho ho, this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13, and this is video number 2 of Jesse's 88 Pontiac Trans Am GTA, and this is going to be a video of the other modifications that I did to it while it was in my stay here for about 7 weeks, other than the lighting modifications. So I already went over the headlights, the fog lights, the marker lights, the night rider lights up in the hood, and all of the LED tail lights along the front and the side and the back and in the interior. So now we're going to talk about the audio system that I did in this thing. So maintaining the factory aesthetic appeal of this vehicle was paramount. So we have to stick with this factory radio because it is retro AF, and that is important. So when we turn the bad boy on, I currently have the power off because I hate this radio so very, very much. This is definitely the worst audio system I've ever done in my entire life because I ignored one of the most important rules of car audio, which is trash in and trash out. Okay, the rule's a little bit more vulgar than that normally, but this is a PG rated video, which means that if your source unit is trash and you are using a cassette tape running through a radio that's almost 40 years old, then you're gonna have trash audio output, regardless of what you do downstream. Of course, I didn't listen to my infinite wisdom and I tried so hard to make this thing sound good. So I've got a nice pack line output converter behind the scenes here that's taking those high level signals and transferring them over to RCA low level and sending it back to the amplifier, which I'm gonna show you in a bit. But this front speaker installation, which looks absolutely OEM, I am so super very proud of. This is the Coaxial 4-inch coaxial speaker up there. I had to remove this whole dash. I had to bend some AC ductwork out of the way in order to make clearance for this. And then I couldn't reinstall the OEM grill because it didn't have clearance for the tweeter. So I made a new fancy pressed grill and then wrapped it in this acoustically transparent grill cloth. So it looks like it belongs there, and that's the intention, is it just looks good. Once we move into the back, this is the back speaker location, which you can't see anything, but there are 6x9 speakers back there. Plenty of sound deadening treatment both on the walls of the vehicles themselves, the outer door skin, as well as the inner door skin. If you can tell, it is upholstered in this beautiful suede material. This is a suede liner. I also reupholstered the actual roof itself, but I don't know if you can really see that in this video. So this little T-top is now beautiful, delightful to touch suede. I had my upholstery guy upholster in the new visors, so these are a matching suede, of course, as well. And the finished result is something that just basically looks OEM plus. The amplifier is mounted back in this quarter panel area in this adorable little opening here. You can see it mounted right over there. It's also mounted on a suede upholstered panel. It's kind of exposed when you open it up, so I didn't do too much of a job cleaning up these wiring and making it look pretty. And it had to be mounted upside down, unfortunately, because of the length of the RCAs to reach. But this is the JL Audio MX504, which provides plenty of clean power for the Coaxial audio system that's up front. The only downside, like I said, is that it's a trash source unit. So I tried getting one of these cassette adapters, and then you get that little headphone jack to USB-C so you can plug it into your phone and listen to music that way. And oh my God, I've never heard my favorite music sound so bad. The problem is this source unit. So I put my oscilloscope on all the equipment as I was tuning it and dialing it in and level setting and doing all of the stuff that I'm supposed to do as a professional car audio guy. And I tell you, there is over a volt of difference just in channel separation from this radio between left and right. Like, that's not acceptable. It also fluctuates, so there's no way to get a steady, constant, clean signal out of it, and it's completely inconsistent. So I really don't like the way it sounds, but this is what it is. The customer's request specifically was so that he could blast Metallica cassette tapes from his car. And as you can tell, you can do it, although I hate Metallica! Oh my God, it sounds better on Napster. So that's the end of the car audio phase. Honestly, I'm really disappointed in myself, is because if I had recognized what I have always known, which is a source unit that is trash is only going to make very loud trash, then I would not have spent so much money using high-end sound quality speakers like Coaxial. I could have gotten away for like motorcycle audio speakers, which may not have had the clearance issues, or at least some pro audio stuff. So big lesson learned there. Although in my defense, I did deliver on playing Metallica tapes extremely loud. So the other thing that I did in this vehicle is a American swap for all of these gauges up here. Originally, this was a Canadian spec car, and so all of these were in metric. So the customer provided me a US spec gauge, and what I did was I kind of combined the two gauges and two clusters and replaced all of the LEDs in there so the displays would be nice and bright. I found the board that was the odometer for this vehicle, so the 45,000 miles is true odometer for this vehicle, and the result is basically that we have this really nice clean dash that is functional and operational and in silly miles per hour units. Another thing that I had done, which is technically by somebody else, is that down here there was some holes that were drilled into this piece right here and some holes that were drilled into this plastic over here. You certainly can't see them anymore, and that's because my other dude Jesse did an amazing job doing some repair work. He also restored the steering wheel, so as you can see it looks basically brand new, and he did that in the vehicle, sanded down the old leather, masked everything off, and it was spray applied and made it look brand spanking new. So audio system, upholstery work, gauge swaps, and panel restorations. That concludes my phase 2 of this build. Reference pricing is going to be in the video description. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below. If you are interested in work for yourself, by all means submit a build request via the form on my website. All build inquiries must be submitted via the form on my website. As always, thank you so much for watching. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. I'll talk to you later. Let's mullet time, baby!